Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty cool things to go over. More starter Pokemon hints for Pokemon Legends ZA have popped up. We also have some new updates to go over for the Nintendo Switch 2 and then a few other bits and bobs to go over, some other rumors and all that jazz. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's go over these new starter Pokemon hints. More fuel being added to the fire for Serperior, or the whole Snivy evolution line being one of the starter Pokemon for Legends ZA. So we've got Soul Silver out here tweeting out saying, I find it very interesting and just a tad bit suspicious that Serperior got a new title of the Lord of the Forest in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It's the only Unova starter, and I think the only starter that received a new name like this. Because I don't think it was ever referred to the Lord of the Forest before Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, so that's very, very weird. And I say, I wonder if this has anything to do with its regal nature related to Legends ZA and Kalos. Again, there's been a lot of really good evidence about Serperior being one of the starters for Legends ZA, especially with all the promotion and everything like that. So it's just interesting that they've also given it this new title of Lord of the Forest, because this is what Pokemon themselves are doing in the Scarlet and Violet Pokedex. They're also tweeting out here saying, the Lord of the Forest has come to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, a mighty Serperior raid, yada, yada, yada. And then as well as that, we have, meanwhile, the Pokemon community is probably losing it over this too. Again, Pokemon just tweeting out more about Snivy. Again, all the merch, the promotion about Snivy, about Scorbunny, about Piplup as well, is going to go into overdrive if these are the starter Pokemon. And, Pokemon themselves are tweeting out and stuff. And like I said, there's so much merch around these starters as well as of right now. I still think it's going to be these three. I still think it's going to be Snivy, Piplup, and Scorbunny. But then we also have this as well from Xania saying, yeah, and an NPC in Pokemon X and Y mentions that long ago, Kalos was a forest too. And it definitely made me raise my eyebrows too, because I'm just like, wait, what if Serperior was that Lord of the Forest? I'm just salty and mad that it's looking like this might be the starter I wanted at Chikorita. So, again, more and more evidence, I guess, suggesting that that Serperior could be, that Lord of the Forest. And if Kalos was originally a forest, Serperior could have been the original Lord of the Forest. And obviously, if we're going back in time, maybe we have to fight Serperior, who is going to be the Lord of the Forest. If there are different zones or outskirts or whatever, and there is a forest kind of zone, maybe the sort of alpha Pokemon there or whatever is a Serperior, and it is called Serperior, the Lord of the Forest, and that's what we have to fight. So it could be a relation to what this NPC was talking about as well. But either way, just more fuel to the fire about Serperior being one of the starters for Pokemon Legends ZA. Let me know your thoughts on all of that, though. Moving on, we do also have some new Nintendo Switch 2 updates to go over, as well as another 4chan post to go over as well, in regards to the Nintendo Switch 2 and then also some Pokemon stuff. So, like I say, a lot of juicy info to go over today. So it says Nintendo Switch 2 launch moved forward due to the PS5 Pro claims report. So not the announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2, but the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2. So obviously two different things. Again, the announcement of this console is going to be very, very soon, but the actual launch of this console could be pushed forward. We don't really know when the launch is going to be. A lot of people are expecting next kind of spring, maybe April time, maybe May, April, June potentially, but that could actually have been pushed forward because of the PS5 Pro. And this is a report claiming this. So this was posted on Metro. So it says a new report claims Nintendo's next console will launch sooner than expected in response to Sony's PS5 Pro, while backing previous rumors about the machine's price. So while Nintendo is almost impossible to predict, there's been a groundswell of rumors over recent weeks suggesting a new hardware reveal could be imminent. So Nintendo has said its next console, nicknamed the Nintendo Switch 2, which again is what we're expecting it to be called now as well because of all the leaks and stuff, will be revealed at some point before April next year. So that's confirmed. That's what Nintendo themselves have said. But obviously we're expecting a lot earlier than that. But a slew of rumors have pointed to the console being shown off within the next 6 weeks. So this was posted on the 16th of September, so obviously last week. So we're in that kind of 6-week sort of time frame now. Something which on the surface seems unlikely considering that it would negatively impact Switch sales this Christmas. And as well as that, they have also dropped like 6 bundles very recently for the Nintendo Switch. So maybe they're just trying to get rid of all of that stuff ready for the Switch 2. So a new report, however, suggests Nintendo may be accelerating their plans due to the Sony's PS5 Pro, with the Switch 2 rumored to be on track to launch within the next 6 months. So when could the Nintendo Switch 2 launch? So according to a report on Taiwan Economic Daily News via Google Translate, internal executives at Nintendo have decided to advance the launch of the company's next console to before the end of this year, in a move stimulated by the early launch of Sony's PS5 Pro. So if this was true, that means that the announcement would be like in October, and then the console itself would be coming out this year. But it then goes on to say it will go on sale around the world in the 4th quarter at the earliest, the report states. But frustratingly, does not clarify whether it's talking about the calendar year, so i.e. by the end of December, or the financial year by the end of March. For me, I feel like it has to be talking about the financial year. There's no way they announce this console in like October and then it's ready to ship out in like December. For me, it has to be the financial year, so they could announce it in October, then it could come out by the end of March, which would be the kind of financial fiscal year. So a launch this year seems highly unlikely though, even if the console is revealed in the next few weeks. It is Nintendo, so nothing is impossible, but the recent leak of a number of new Nintendo Switch Christmas bundles seems to all but rule it out, which obviously has been confirmed now. We have had all those bundles. So the most natural guess would be an early 2025 reveal, and a late spring or early autumn launch, but if this new report is suggesting a release in January or February, that would not be completely unexpected. Not least because Nintendo ideally wouldn't want to release the Switch 2 at the same time as GTA 6, which is assumed to be aiming for an autumn 2025 launch. The most dubious part of this rumor is that the PS5 Pro would be a driving motivator in the decision. So that console, priced at £700, looks set to be a relatively niche product by any standard and will have little overlap with Nintendo's core audience. However, it is possible that Nintendo might want to capitalize on the current outcry over the PS5 Pro's price, which would make the Switch 2 look even cheaper by comparison. The same report claims the price for the Nintendo's next console will be around $400 after tax, or around £400 in the UK, in line with recent rumors. So what is rumored about the Nintendo Switch 2? So based on market speculation, the same Taiwanese report claims that Switch 2 will have a bigger screen and a dual screen design, though it's unclear whether it relates to the same tablet and TV setup as the Switch or a Nintendo DS style display. It is also claimed that the console will have improved battery life and performance, which is practically a given at this point. This all lines up with previous rumors, including the allusion to dual screens, with other sources also talking about a bigger LCD screen, backwards compatibility, and an iterative upgrade over the original Switch rather than something completely different. So the most logical guess is it's still a reveal in early 2025 and a launch in May at the earliest, but there's been so many stories about things happening earlier than currently assumed that this may be the case of no smoke without fire. I 100% disagree with this. Again, all the leaks and stuff that have come out, it looks like we are going to be getting the reveal early October, and then the actual console itself could come out earlier than expected, and that could be by the end of March, which would be the financial year. So I'd be very happy with that. I really want the Switch 2 to get revealed, to get released before Legends EA, because I want to play Legends EA on the Switch 2. I don't want to play Legends EA on the Switch. I want it on the Switch 2. It's going to run so much better, and it's just going to be a much better experience than playing it on the Switch. So that's the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. That's the starter hints as well. Moving on, we do also have this rumor to go over regarding the Switch 2 and Pokemon as well. It was posted by Shadow Player on 4chan. It was on the 22nd of September, so a few days ago now. Again, it was on 4chan, so take it with a grain of salt as always. Most likely fake until proven confirmed, but either way, they start things off by saying that they are a marketing specialist and promotional content creator, which gives me access to material from projects that haven't been announced yet. Lately, there's been a lot of activity at Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, and I've come across some exciting things. Here are my key highlights. That activity has not been seen by anyone else. Pokemon has been literally radio silent in regards to Legends EA, but yeah, I guess if they were some sort of promotional content creator and a marketing specialist, then I don't know, maybe they'd get something, but I feel like it's very easy to track down. If this was true, I'm assuming there's only a handful of marketing specialist content creators that work with Nintendo and Pokemon. So I'm assuming it'd be very easily to be like, well, it's this person here, and they've just leaked all this stuff. So, yeah, that straight off the bat, they've just completely outed themselves. But either way, the Switch 2 trailer is coming in early October, tentatively around the 10th, but the date may change. The 10th of October is a Thursday. So, yeah, definitely 100% a legitimate date that it could drop on. Again, it's probably not going to be on the weekend, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are usually the time of a kind of a trailer for a Nintendo Direct or whatever. The leaks from China are real, but pertain to an early prototype of the new console. The final version has undergone slight adjustments. So these are the leaks regarding the 3D modeling and then also the actual Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Cons as well. So we already know they are real anyway. They are leaked images of the console. Again, we know that it's a like an earlier prototype as well. It was like X6, and the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be X8. So it is going to change slightly, but that is kind of a good example of what it's going to probably look like. Then says Pokemon Legends ZA will be a multi-generational game with improved performance on the Switch 2. It was initially planned solely for the first Switch, but the delay of the Switch 2 gave the developers time to port it to the new system with significant upgrades. That's why no gameplay has been shown yet. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, I feel like there would still have been a trailer to show. I don't think that is the reason. There would still, even if the game's not coming out till next year, pardon me, there's still going to be footage that they could show in a trailer. I do not think this is going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 game. It is promoted as a Nintendo Switch game. It's playable on the Switch 2 via backwards compatibility, which is why I wanted the console to come out before ZA, so you can obviously play it. I'd love it if there was a Switch 2 version as well. I'm not saying like I don't want that. I do want that, because the Switch 2 is probably going to be out before the game, and then you just play Legends ZA on the Switch 2, and it's going to run so much better. You're going to have such a better experience. I want that. Trust me. I'm not saying I don't. I just think it's a Nintendo Switch game that is backwards compatible on the Switch 2. Just like Black and White 2 were for the 3DS and the DS. Black and White 2 was announced for the DS. The 3DS came out. It was playable on the DS and the 3DS via backwards compatibility. That is what I think is going to happen. I don't see any other way, because it's already been announced for the Switch. Some people think it's only for the Switch 2, which just blows my mind because it's already been announced for the Nintendo Switch. But yeah, look, I want it to be for the Switch 2 as well. I really do. But I just think it's a Switch game, backwards compatible. It says the first trailer for Legends ZA will be revealed shortly after the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement. So I don't know if that means in the same presentation or if that means like a few days later or something like that. We don't know when this Legends ZA trailer is going to be. It's the only Pokemon thing they still need to give us this year. You know, they've given us Pocket, they've given us everything now in regards to everything that would be in a Presents. The Legends EA trailer is the last thing we need. I know that's what everybody wants the most, but that is the last thing we kind of need. So, yeah, hopefully. And Riddler Koo has said it's going to happen this year, so we've only got a few months left. So more Nintendo games are being ported to the Nintendo Switch 2. Similar to what happened to Breath of the Wild. However, this time, the difference in performance on the new console will be far more noticeable. Which I'd expect anyway. The specs that we've had for the Nintendo Switch 2 make it sound like a bit of a fever dream, really. That it's just going to be absolutely insane. And that is why people are even more excited now about this console. Because, especially with the PS5 Pro situation, like, it's kind of made a lot of people upset. This is going to be the complete opposite. This is going to make people so excited. So Ilka, which is now Pokemon Works... That's not true. Ilka has not changed into Pokemon Works. Ilka is still its own independent company, but they have also created Pokemon Works with Ilka employees and Game Freak employees. But Ilka is still a thing. It is not now Pokemon Works. It's developing a remake of Pokemon Black and White. It was originally slated for release on the first Switch in 2024, but the project has since shifted to the Switch 2 with no release date yet. So, yeah, I mean, look, Black and White remakes are going to be coming out at some point. I don't think it's going to be for a while now. I think Legends DA 2025, Gen 10 2026, potentially Black and White remakes in 2027. There is a chance for next year, if Legends EA does come out relatively early, like, you know, May time, then maybe they will also bring out Switch 2, then bring out the Black and White games for November that year, which would be cool. And that would be how Pokemon Works kind of gets into the equation. But at the same time, I don't know. I think Legends EA is going to be like June, July next year, and then that'll be all we get. And maybe like some DLC, maybe a free update or something like that. The Pokemon Company has taken fan criticism of their recent games very seriously and is making significant internal changes. What they've achieved with Legends EA is impressive and only a glimpse of what's to come. I'm eager to see how the public reacts. I mean, I don't know about that one. I don't think Pokemon are really that bothered because they know their games are going to sell anyway. You know, they can produce a game like Scarlet and Violet, which is, let's be honest, very subpar to what we should be getting for a Pokemon game, and it's still going to be probably one of the top 3 best Pokemon selling games of all time. Like, I think it's like Red and Blue, Sword and Shield, Gold and Silver, and then Scarlet and Violet. But Scarlet and Violet's only been out for like a few years. That's probably going to be in the top 3 spot, and it's got so many issues. So if they can do that, I don't think they're really that bothered, really. I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. They want to make money. Legends EA will have an important novelty regarding its localization. Pokemon games will continue to lack voice acting, and I've heard the Pokemon company is hesitant to include it due to concerns over potential massive leaks, though no final decision has been made. I mean, I don't think that's true. We literally had voice acting in Pokemon Snap 2, or New Pokemon Snap, so that's just, like, they've already had voice acting in the game, so that's not true at all. Like, massive leaks? Like, what? There's another small surprise related to Pokemon games, but I'll let you discover that on your own. Surprise, surprise. See you in October. So, yeah, I don't think this is true. I don't think they'd out themselves. Like, this is not a big pool of people. A marketing specialist, a promotional content creator that works with Nintendo and the Pokemon company, that's not a lot of people. You know, it's probably only like 2 or 3 people. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like it'd be very easy to find out who that would be. And then, yeah, the rest of it, I mean, like, Ilka is not Pokemon Works. You know, Ilka is still a separate company. They work on a lot of different things. That, you know, Pokemon Works is its own separate entity. Yeah, I don't believe this for a second. But let me know your thoughts on this rumor. Would you like it to be true? Would you not like it to be true? Let me know your thoughts on that. And then also, let me know your thoughts on everything else as well. Do you think Superior is going to be one of the starters for Pokemon Legends EA? And then when do you think the Switch 2 is going to be coming out as well? Do you think it is going to be, like, early next year, or, you know, do you think it's going to be later on in the year? But anyway, that's everything from me. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Leave a like if you haven't already. Let's try to hit 500. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, peace.